I'm Mick, and I'd like to welcome you to Moab, Utah, the most outrageous and beautiful place I know on the face of the earth. Here's where you can go out in the backcountry and do just about anything you would want to do, from river rafting, jeeping of course, mountain biking, motorcycles, climbing the rocks, whatever it is, Moab's backcountry has it ready for you. Come on, let's go have some fun. We've left Little Crack on top of the hill, and right in front of us is the Golden Crack, world famous. We're going to drop the left tire on that, go on up, right front, left rear, right rear. Hopefully we don't break anything, bend steering components, get across on the other side in all one piece. Here we go. In 1873, the first crazy guys came up into this area. This was known as the Three Forks of the Animas. In 1875, they started gold mining. By 1885, there was about 450 people living here during the summer months. Very few people weathered the harsh winters and the amount of snow that fell in this high country. Half of the town lay off this way and it burned. That was a big problem, as you can see with all these structures. They did not put any paint on any of them, ever. And because of that, they weathered a lot. The Historical Society, Colorado, likes to come in and save these old buildings, have put new roofs on a lot of them. A roof, a tin roof, whatever, a wood roof, will save that structure from falling to the ground. by keeping the snow and everything off of it. There were a lot of folks living here, and then when the price of ore fell again in 1910, 1920, the place closed out. Nobody here after that again. So it's amazing that this stuff is still around for us to look at 100 years later. It's amazing. We've got a lot of houses still on this side of the road. On the other side of the road, none. One of the big problems they had back in the day, they were all built tight and close together. Fire. The other side of the street caught fire and roared all the way down, burned every one of the houses that was there many years ago. I don't believe there was any loss of life at that time though. Here at Animas Forks, they had one of the most expensive gold stamping mills here ever. It was called the Gold Prince Mill, and that thing cost them over $500,000 to build back in 1904. It only lasted 6 years and was torn down later, and a lot of it was used in another mill further south of here. But at that time, they had 100 stamp mills pounding the ore into sand, running it across the tables to extract the gold and the silver off of it. Can you imagine what it sounded like here in these canyons to have 100 stamp mills pounding away all at the same time? That had to be noisy for sure. Amazing.
It's the first time I've ever done the double whammy, so I'm glad I'm in my brother's Jeep.
Lacey, you made it up there in Richard's Jeep. You ready to go buy a 4-door? Richard, you made it up too.
I'm glad I have a 4-door.
That's how you do the double whammy.
My dad was a cleanup site.
I just went. Well, Tom, 2 JKs and a couple old boys. We schooled them today, didn't we?
Yeah, kind of looks that way.
I mean, I got stuck once, but it's a tough one. See these boys here? They're stuck. Get ready to pull again.
Yeah, this is what, third one.
Wait a minute. You went up it the first time without any spin.
That's right.
Damn. What'd you think of that hole?
It's pretty good.
You got a couple, 3 good saves out of that as it was going over backwards. Pretty quick on that reverse gear.
Yeah, I tried to grind it a little bit. My motor's run a little rougher now than it was before.
Yeah. You did great though.
Thank you.
Good and entertaining.
Yep.
We really love it. Now you say you've been in and out of Mickey's hot tub.
Shoot, yeah.
Might have been out with a strap and a few friends, but you got out of there with the help of your friends. Heck, you seen me take a strap a little while ago.
Yeah.
You just get on the wrong line, it ain't gonna come out of there.
It works pretty good when you got a lot of people around.
Keep the shiny side up.
Yeah, try to. Thanks,
Take care, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Again, welcome to Moab.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, you don't know this, but 6 or 7 years ago, we were here hiking, my wife and I, on her spring break. She's a school teacher.
Okay.
And we were sitting in the Moab Brewery.
Okay.
And she said, for my birthday, her birthday's April 11th, that's about what time it was then. She said, for my birthday, I'd really like to go out in the desert. We never owned a Jeep before, never four-wheeled before, never anything. I said, well, I don't know who we should go out with, but there's that Dan Mick guy's advertisement. Why don't we call him?
You think that works?
We were sitting in the brewery. I called your number. You answered the phone, and it was Saturday night. And you said, "How about?" It was the Saturday night, a big Saturday.
Yeah.
You said, "How about Monday morning?" We were still here some extra days, so we went out with you Monday morning. I told her she had to ride in the front seat because I thought she'd be scared to death and we'd never ever do this again. And now we have a Jeep with 60s, an LS3. Atlas transfer case, and quite a few other things. So,
did you tell her how much all that cost?
She knows.
Oh, yeah,
she
I
knows.
Oh, it's her Jeep, I see.
Yes.
All right, way to go there. Yeah,
So you started all this.
Well, we've done that before, you know. That's part of why so many people donate stuff to my Jeep, because you'll see what I run and you'll go buy what I run, you know? That's what works, you know?
Yep, yep.
Well, you know, another, you saw it right here, folks, another Jeep family. As you're driving these trails around here, you'll see these little brown critters, or maybe you'll hear them up there in the rocks chirping away. The locals call them whistle pigs. The true name for them is a marmot. Pretty cool. A lot of interesting facts about marmots you can learn by talking to some of the locals around here. I just like seeing them out here. You'll see them throughout the day. Remember, they've got the right of way out here, so don't try to run one of them over.
As you can see, we're kind of in dire need of a new tread on our tires. We have a new set of Falcon tires to put onto these things. 38-inch tall tires, super stickies. We're going to put on here and show you just how simple and easy beadlock wheels are. It is very important that you knock the back bead off of a beadlock wheel before the front one, because if you start unbolting it, you will not be able to push against the tire with the machine to take the back bead off. So now that the back beads are all popped off, just knock it off. So you can see that that one just broke. And if you look real close, you can see it's rusted inside, like it's been broken a while, and it was just barely hanging on by a little thread. But the problem is that there's still a bolt in there, okay, the stud, okay, and in most other beadlock wheels, you have to get a right hand thread in there or something, but the cool thing about the Raceline wheels is that you can just get a center punch and punch it out. Maintenance is real easy. You just knock the broken part out, just like that, and now you can get a hold of it and twist it out with a pair of pliers. So what we have here is a new stud. You just put it in the back like that, put the bolt, a new bolt in, and you hammer down on it and it pulls the stud back up into its slot. Now it's all back up in there, no drilling, no left hand threads, no trying to get that broken stud out. Just replace it all. So what a lot of people try to do is they try to go opposite ends like this. I don't think that works out too well. Not as much as just following the same path. Sure, that one might come in just a little bit, but you gain so much more traction just going in one direction. This is a 38 Falcon tire, the Wild Peak. So you just get your tire, put it in, and you just karate kick it. What's your trick for this, Tom? There it goes. So now that I have the tire and the wheel together, you center it to where it sits in that bead, and you get your rim, line everything up. All we need to do is pull that bead down just a little bit so we can get the other ones in. Normally what you do is you torque them all down to the same torque because you don't want to bend the ring at all. But where this is a tire we've taken apart and put together so many times, you kind of just eyeball it and opposite corners to see which one's the tallest. Up to a point, we get it to where it sits down on, and then we torque them all. We need to put the back bead on now. Remember, this is the step that we did earlier. We had to take the tires over to the tire shop to pop the back bead. To put it on, you simply put your air check on, you push down on it until you hear that, and then you back away.
So tell me, once you put these big tires on a Jeep, what happens to the steering?
Well, between lockers and big tires, they kill the steering. Your OE production steering components, they just don't last. They don't hang in. They just can't do it. They can't do the job. We built a cylinder assist system. We've done it since, well, I've done it since 1986. But it is almost definitely something you have to have if you've got a locked front end, you've got good traction, because basically these things will bind up on this good traction out here.
So tell us how the ram system works here.
We add an additional steering cylinder onto the system. So we've taken the production OE steering gear and we modify it. We actually go in and modify the spool valve so we can flow more volume through it. And then we divide the circuits. So you've got your standard circuits that's operating your steering gear, and then the second circuit's going down to operate this steering cylinder. And basically you're adding between 1,400 and 1,800 pounds more turning force onto the front end. Plus, the way you mount these down here, you're actually putting that force directly in line to where the load is. If you drop a tire down, your passenger tire down into a hole, your drag link's straight up and down. And that steering gear no longer turns it. All it does is push the rear front end up and down. But with this cylinder on there, it's going to turn that. It's going to allow you to get out of there and turn it.
Well, the other thing is with that cylinder, you can see it's attached right on the axle and straight across, so it takes a lot of the pressure off of all the other steering components above it.
Yes, it does.
Now for the new four-door JKs, you sell a complete kit which comes with the reservoir,
Yes.
mounting brackets, hoses, pump, and a gearbox, the whole
Yes,
works.
everything.
And the ram.
And if you got a production OE axle, it's completely 100% bolt on.
So it's pretty cool. This will get your steering back in line.
It does, it does. I mean, we're out here steering one hand all day long.
Well, Tom, it's been a blast having you talk about it a
All
little bit. Good to have you on the trail with the Mick family.
This is a beautiful Monday, a heck of a work day.
Shh, don't tell people we're working. That's a four-letter word, isn't it?
Oh, to do this every day, you've got to...
There's no football for this. If anybody on there, we never been painted. Something that we were able to do back in the day when it was not illegal to go out anywhere you wanted to. There was a day when you could do what you wanted. That's why the Golden Spike is here. There was a poison spider, there was a gold bar. I and a bunch of people got together and I suggested that we go out and run this trip. And I told a couple of friends, they told a couple of friends, and after we got the Jeep Safari group off, there was still a bunch of people out there, Aren't you guys gonna leave? Well, I wanted to go off with some of my friends. And we're here with you. Heard you're going to do something fun today. Well, yeah, so Texas Bob took half of the group, started in up Gold Bar. I took half the group, started in up Poison Spider. As we came up through here, we stopped and had lunch at places. And this wasn't part, we didn't do this for years later, but we kept going. Eventually, we made contact on the radio with each other and started talking. he was driving up the trail from what we call Jeep Arch, and I was driving along the top. I seen some deer running, and he said there was some deer in front of him, and shortly after that, we made eye contact, and we passed each other, slapped hands, and said, you know, it's like two trains coming across the continent. They met at a place in northern Utah called Promontory Point. We just came across this place. We're going to call it the Golden Spike Trail. They drove a golden spike there years ago, and that's how the trail got its name. We're over here near Silverton, over near the Animas River, and we ran into this guy stuck out in the middle of the river. Now, you won't believe what happened. He actually drove through to the other side, thought he was in two-wheel drive or whatever. He goes to lock the hubs, he unlocks the hubs. He gets back and through it again, back forth, he gets stuck in the middle. Now he's out there stuck in the middle of the thing, and we're not sure what he's gonna do. Looks like he's climbing out on the hood now, and he's gonna lock the hubs from laying across the top of the hood. Watch this. We'll see if he gets out of it.
We did this on the way here, so I think it's funny that we're like, oh yeah, we can do it, and then it's, oh, just kidding, we got stuck, yeah.
You think he unlocked them before he crossed them?
Yeah, and he's supposed to be locking them, but now that's what he's doing. He's to lock them so he can get out of the creek.
You know, when you're out here, lock your hubs, make sure everything's working before you go into a mud hole, before you go into the water. Here it comes.
Oh, it's draining. You can see it coming up the back. There's like 5, 6
All right, folks, the best thing to do, though, is to stay out of the water. See you later.
This is called the Escalator. It's a series of 2 potholes, one after another. But the trick is that each pothole is off-center from itself. The tricky part of that is you want to climb this first one off to the side, so you're in line for the second one. Normally people climb up this and they go up the first one just head on, and then they go, whoa, wait, you need to take that left front tire up out of the rock. The trick there is either the tire comes up or your body goes over, and that's not good. And that's how you do the obstacle.